Welcome everyone to the hobby of fish keeping, or as I like to call it, how to spend $500 on a glass box of pure, uncut anxiety while telling everyone it's a relaxing hobby. If you're new here, sit down, not because something's wrong, because you're going to want to be comfortable when I explain what you've actually signed up for. Maybe get a snack. You're not pausing this video anyway. Now, if you got into this hobby thinking, I'll get some fish, watch them swim, decompress after work, and then you went and bought a cichlid, congratulations. You didn't buy a pet. You bought a cast member. You are now the unwilling, unpaid, completely ignored executive producer of a 24/7 reality show called Who Gets the Rock Tonight, and nobody asked for your input on the script. Nobody will. Ever. This is not a tank. This is a controlled disaster. And controlled is being generous. Here's what you need to understand before we go any further. Goldfish are idiots. Beautiful, peaceful, lobotomized idiots who will swim into the same corner 17 times and be genuinely surprised each time. Tetris? Animated wallpaper. They exist. They move. That's the whole personality. But cichlids? Cichlids are strategists. They don't swim, they patrol, they don't eat, they collect tribute. They wake up every morning and ask themselves one question. Whose Tuesday am I going to absolutely ruin? They've got the colors of a Caribbean vacation postcard and the soul of a debt collector from New Jersey who hasn't had lunch yet. And by the end of this video, you'll either want one desperately or you'll be reconsidering every single life decision that led you here. Possibly both. Probably both. First up, the electric yellow lab. Look at him. He's called a lab. Sounds friendly, right? Like he should be fetching a tennis ball, wearing a little bandana, lying on a porch somewhere being a good boy. Wrong. This fish is a homeowners association president on steroids with a clipboard, with laminated bylaws that he drafted himself and has never shown anyone. He spends his entire existence patrolling the perimeter, judging everyone's swimming technique, and filing noise complaints against fish that technically cannot make noise. You hover near his cave for more than a second and a half, he will personally escort you out, fin first, full eye contact, no apology, no explanation, just the exit. He's not swimming, he's standing his ground. He's been standing it since 7 in the morning. He will still be standing it at midnight. He stood it through the water change. He stood it through feeding. There is no off switch. There is no HR department. There is no appeals process. And the worst part, he's electric yellow, the happiest possible color. He looks like sunshine given fins. He looks like joy. He is not joy. He is a noise complaint waiting to happen. Then there's the Frontosa from Lake Tanganyika, deep water, cold, dark, appropriate. Look at that forehead. That is not a hump. That is a monument to patience, a structural marvel of cold, deliberate calculation. That forehead has seen things. That forehead has plans. He looks like a Victorian-era judge who just found out you're using the wrong fork for your salad and has decided to say nothing about it. Yet, the Frontosa doesn't chase, doesn't shimmy, doesn't posture at the glass like some common mbuna. He simply descends, slowly, to the bottom, watches, waits, calculates, runs 17 different simulations in that enormous skull of his. He's thinking in fiscal years. You're thinking they're getting along better. They are not getting along better. And then at 2 in the morning, when every other fish has made the catastrophic mistake of relaxing, he moves, not a bully, a long-term investor in other fish's misery. You will not see it coming. The small mbuna in the corner certainly didn't. Rest in peace, Gerald. We'll get to Gerald. Now, the convict. They are literally named convicts. They wear stripes. That is not fashion. That is a warning label. That is the universe doing you the personal courtesy of telling you exactly what you're walking into before you make a decision you cannot undo. These are the fish equivalent of someone who shows up to a job interview with neck tattoos, immediately asks where the exits are, critiques the interview process, and somehow still gets the job because they're genuinely the most qualified person in the room. A pair of convicts will find your terracotta pot, your pot that you bought, that you carefully placed, declare it an independent sovereign nation, establish a government, write a constitution, and begin aggressively defending it from everyone, including you, especially you. You put your hand in that tank, they will not nibble, they will not warn you, they will attempt to file a formal assault charge directly into your knuckle, and they will feel completely righteous about it. 5 inches long, energy of someone on their third energy drink at 11 at night who has nothing to lose and several things to prove. I respect them. I fear them. I would never keep them again. But I respect them. And then, just when you think this entire species is nothing but war criminals in sequins, you meet the peacock. Iridescent blues, electric oranges, shimmering purples. Looks like someone poured a sunset directly into your tank and it decided to stay. He glides, effortlessly, like he has his own soundtrack. He shimmies near the ladies, looks up at you through the glass with what can only be described as vibes. He is objectively the least aggressive of the group. But do not let that fool you. He is not innocent. He is strategic about it. He's the guy at the party not starting fights, just standing there looking incredible while everyone else destroys the furniture around him. He didn't start anything. He was just present. Things happened near him. Also, he will absolutely eat your smaller fish. He'll just look magnificent doing it. You'll almost forgive him. Almost. Here's something nobody explains to you at the fish store, possibly because they want to sell you the fish. In Cichlid society, real estate is everything. Not food, not water quality, rocks. It is always endlessly, catastrophically about the rocks. You spend 3 hours aquascaping. You've watched tutorials, you've sourced specific stones, dragon rock, white sand, carefully balanced caves. You step back. You are proud. It looks like a BBC Nature documentary in there. The cichlid looks at it, looks at you, and in one sweeping, contemptuous glance communicates absolute rubbish. 5 minutes later, he has moved half the sand to the opposite corner, collapsed your centerpiece, buried the thermometer, and created what can only be described as an underwater industrial wasteland. There is rubble, there are craters, there is a small pile of gravel that serves no structural purpose except as a monument to his indifference toward your effort. You are not the designer. You are not consulted. You are the guy who pays the electricity bill. And here's where it gets geopolitical. Two major factions. They do not get along. They have never gotten along. The Lake Malawi crew. Loud, colorful, extraordinarily opinionated about personal space. The New York of freshwater ecosystems. Everyone's got somewhere to be. Everyone's got a problem with where you're standing. The Lake Tanganyika crew. Older, deeper, more calculating. These fish have been holding grudges since geological epochs that no longer have names. They don't argue loudly. They just remember. They always remember. Mixing these two in the same tank is the aquatic equivalent of inviting two rival families to the same wedding, hiding all the exits and announcing there's only one table. You are the UN in this scenario. Underfunded, structurally ignored. Nobody reads your memos. You can call a meeting, you can draft a resolution. Big Tony will ignore both. And the rocks don't help. There are never enough rocks. You add rocks to reduce aggression, and congratulations, you've created more borders. More borders mean more disputes. More disputes mean more rocks. It's a cycle. It's a system. It is the Middle East in a glass box, and you put it there. In your living room. Voluntarily. She is not a fish anymore. She is a sentient underwater Karen who hasn't eaten in 3 weeks, has her entire future in her mouth, and has very strong opinions about your tank maintenance schedule. Do not disturb the mouth brooder. Walk away. Leave an offering if you must. Gerald update. Gerald survived the Frontosa incident. Briefly, he made eye contact with the wrong fish on a Wednesday. We don't have details. We don't need details. Gerald knew the risks. Gerald knew. Now, the reset. The day you add a new fish to an established cichlid tank, everything resets. One fish. Just one. All alliances dissolved. All territories reset. Every agreement that took 6 months to establish, deleted. The tank collectively looks at each other. Right, we're doing this again. It's not chaos, it's a reboot, same cast, new season premiere, new power vacuum. Someone's making a move in the first 10 minutes. You just greenlit season 4. Nobody asked you. You did it anyway. Being a cichlid keeper is not a hobby. It's a psychological journey with very specific, clinically observable stages. Stage 1, denial. They're just playing. It's completely normal behavior. One of them no longer has a tail fin. This is not playing. This is a documented incident. Stage 2, research. You spend 4 hours on Reddit. You learn words like aggression redistribution and line of sight blocking. You post a question with a diagram you drew yourself. 3 strangers tell you you're doing it wrong. One of them is genuinely angry about it, not at the fish, at you. One sends a link to a 47-page forum thread from 2009 that somehow makes things worse. You close the tab. You feel informed. This is the part where you think knowledge will save you. It will not. Stage 3. Bargaining. You buy more rocks, a cave, a terracotta pot, which you will regret, a mesh divider that promises to reduce territorial stress. Big Tony ignores the divider. Big Tony has always ignored the divider. Big Tony treated it as a minor inconvenience, navigated around it within 40 minutes, and hasn't acknowledged its existence since. The divider is now just a decorative element. The divider and you have something in common now. Stage 4. Acceptance. You name them. You narrate their lives in David Attenborough's voice. Alone. At 11 at night. Glass of wine. Here we see Big Tony approaching the contested territory near the back filter. Gerald, already on thin ice following Wednesday's incident, retreats to the lower left corner. Smart move, Gerald. You've started saying, that's just how Derek is. Derek is a fish. You are defending him to house guests who did not ask. Stage 5. Evangelism. You recommend cichlids to everyone. Co-worker wants a relaxing hobby? Cichlids. Neighbor's kid wants his first fish? Cichlids. Your aunt gets a new apartment? You're already measuring the windowsill. You are the angry guy from stage 2 now. The cycle is complete. You have become the problem. Next week, the one creature who watches all of this. The gang wars, the shimmy incidents, the Frontosa's long game, the mouth-brooding Karen, the entire Gerald situation, and simply decides, not my problem. I'm going to locate the nearest glass surface and lick it for 14 hours. The pleco, the janitor, the monk, the only living thing in that tank who has genuinely figured it out. Until then, mind your rocks, name your fish responsibly, and for the love of everything, do not put convicts in a community tank. You were warned. And one last thing, if your tank is peaceful right now, give it time. Until next week, cheers.